One thing me a pray, get my money and build my dreams. Rep for my city and fix my scheme. System mother so they set it, so you have to get up and I get it, get a youth them a dream.
Hello everybody, boy with the beanie back on another video, and this is continuing the Andrew Tate Rumble channel binge-a-thon thing. Yes, Andrew Tate Rumble channel binge-a-thon thing. That's the official name for this series. I'm gonna make a playlist by the time I actually have a good amount on it. But this one's gonna be mind hacks to unlimited motivation and destroying depression. Now this is one of the first Andrew Tate videos I saw like months upon months back, and to tell you how old this video is, he had hair. He had hair when recording this video. So yeah, I saw this video months upon months back, and while going through the list of the videos from like latest to most recent, I saw back this video and I wanted to do a reaction on it. Plus it's a good refresher course with a lot of good advice, to take away from it. It's a good 12-minute video, so let's get started.
The most important thing, obviously, regarding anything you do in your life is your mindset. We're going to learn something about ourselves. We're going to learn something about how you view the world. How you view the world absolutely and utterly shapes how you react to the world, how you act in the world, how people view you. It's all down to how you view things. There's very few things in this life we actually have.
Right. So he made a decent point there, right? How you view the world is exactly how you will react to this world. Now I'm gonna draw an example from cartoons of all places. Now I bet at one point or another everybody has seen a cartoon where it was like two characters in say like a situation where one character is deathly afraid because of X reason and the other character is just like completely normal. The character who's deathly afraid of a scenario, say like going onto a bus and they're afraid to get in like robbed or something, because they never step foot into the outside world. They're only watching the news. They hear and have dangerous people outside. They hear about the robberies and all that. So they're terrified of being outside. Their perspective of the outside world is terrified. While the other one that actually has experience outside knows it's not that big of a deal. So, perspective-wise, the one who is terrified of the outside world trying to go on a bus, he will view almost everybody sitting on the bus as a potential person to rob him. Because you will see almost everybody there as a threat. Because of the advice people just give you. Anybody could rob you. You don't know what they look like. They're not being made obvious like in a cartoon. You're not gonna see somebody with like the stereotype bandana over the face, the black mask, the beanie hat, and like the black and white shirt. That's not gonna be a thing. You're never gonna see a bandit or a robber like that, right? So they can just look like me or you or anybody else as normal, but then secretly they could have ill intent. So the person who is terrified of the outside world, he's going to see just about everybody as a threat. The person who is normal with it is not going to be seeing anything but a bus full of people. So the perspectives in itself is completely different, and that's how you view the world based on what your mind tells you the world is. So yeah, again, he does make a good point, and I really dragged on it, but I'm going to keep it like
Any control over. I've lived an extreme life, more extreme than most. I've been a multimillionaire. I've been a nobody. I've been famous. I've been a world level athlete. I've started from nothing to the point where I had to run to the gym because I didn't even have a car to get there.
I hope everybody was paying attention to those clips of him in the ring. To anybody that says he's not actually a champion kickboxer or a four-time world champion, just go check back on his videos. He has highlight reels. I think Tristan has a fight video as well, though there's more of Andrew than Tristan, but it is there, and it's very hard at that age, and from everything he says, to fake videos like that. So there you go, advocating for his truth of being a world famous kick.
I've done it all, so I've lived a very extreme life, and this is where these lessons come from. I told everyone I'm going to be world champion years before I even had a British title, before I even had an English title. I just started fighting. I was like, oh, I'm the next world champion, yeah. And I just started saying it, but I said it with genuine conviction. I knew I would be the best.
Good shot there from Tate. He did say the second round, and what a crunching shot.
You have to understand that this world, everyone constantly tells you, do not be arrogant, do not have an ego. People will constantly tell you to not talk in a way which is full of conviction. People do not like you to be arrogant and have an ego. This is the worst thing ever. Let me tell you a fact, number one facet of a G mindset. Your life is...
Okay, I'm gonna be talking slightly softer because my father's praying next room. But if you speak in a way that's full of arrogance and conviction, you're gonna be viewed as, well, kind of a punk if you don't have the fruition to back it up. If I say I can do a backflip, but then every time someone says, "Okay, prove it," I'm gonna be like, I can't, my back hurting, or I pulled a hamstring, or my neck hurt. You're just gonna be a punk making excuses instead of just saying I can do a backflip and then boom, do a backflip. Boss. You can't speak with like a bit of conviction in your voice if you could back up what you say. You need to have the back and the bite at once. You just can't have the back.
Never going to be worse if you walk through the world believing you are the fucking man. You wake up, look in the mirror, and go, I'm the fucking man. I am the man. There's no one on this planet who can do shit I couldn't do if I put my mind to it.
We're only like a minute 31 in this video, and multiple good points have been brought up. This one is a huge one: self-confidence and self-belief.
I don't give a fuck how good you are at piano. If I decide to play piano, I would be better than you at piano. And I believe that. I don't just say these things, I fucking believe them. And when you go through life believing you really, really are the man, you're gonna lose a few loser friends. Who cares? What you are gonna gain is other people on the same path. You're gonna gain other people who think, yeah, well, I'm the fucking man too. This guy's the man, let's make some money. That's what's gonna happen. You need to start believing you are the fucking man. Even if you're not the man yet, even before I was world champion, I knew I was gonna be the man. So I don't give a fuck.
As I said, you're gonna have the back. If you have the back, you're gonna need the bite. He always brags about being a 4-time world kickboxing champion, being able to fight Aikido and all that. You always seen him do his little Aikido moves and all that. Here it is, he's training. So he has the bite. He can fight. He can throw down if an instance came up. But in the way that he says it, like, it might be offensive or controversial, but he does have the means to back up what he says. So, yeah.
And I was happy to say that to anybody. When people called me arrogant and stupid and deluded, I just sit there and look at them and say, yeah, fuck you. I'm going to be the man. G mindset. First thing you have to believe you're the fucking man, you can achieve anything. I'm not saying you can achieve anything easily. I'm not saying it's not going to take a whole bunch of work. I'm not saying it's going to happen quickly. But you have to believe you can achieve anything. I'll tell you something now. I don't give a fuck if it's being an astronaut. I don't care about climbing Mount Everest. You give me enough time to train, I will get it done. I know that for a fact because I know who I am as a man. You need to be perspicacious. You need to understand that in this world, there's a whole bunch of people doing amazing shit that you are not doing. And that needs to piss you off. Because if it pisses you off, you become motivated all of a sudden. I was the only one who was pissed off when that last...
I know this is going to be like a lot of pauses, but continuing on from that way, you say if you give him enough time to train, he will get it done. That's exactly what, like, the point is. If you say you want to do something, say you're going through school, say bragging about you're going to be a pro basketballer, but you can't be a pro basketballer if you're not practicing. If you're not practicing on the court, if you're not practicing dribbles, you're gonna have to get the practicing first to train, and then build yourself up as a pro. You can't just say I'm going to be a pro basketballer or I'm a pro at this and not have the fruition to back it up. And to get the fruition to back it up and, well, the means and the actions and all that, you're gonna have to train to get to that. So even then, he's saying it. Believe that you could do it. Believe that you could do it, and then have the means. To do it. You give him enough time to train, he'll get it done. It doesn't matter what you say. So, yeah.
Aston Martin was next to me and I had my sales job. I was the only one who was pissed off when I saw that Ferrari drive past. Other people were not annoyed by it, and they're not annoyed by it. They're not driven to beat it. You understand? They're not driven to be where that person was. I'm telling you to be angry. Anger is a fantastic force. You're a fucking man. You're a full-grown man. It's perfectly fine for you to be pissed off. It's perfectly fine for you to look around at your life, look at the girl you're fucking, look at the house you live in, look at the car you drive, and get pissed off and go, you know what, I want a hotter bitch, I want a fucking nicer house, and I want a faster car. There's nothing wrong if you take that anger and you direct it in the correct direction. This is the reason I stopped fighting.
Right. As he goes through these videos, I know a lot of his stuff is going to be taken out of context, so I'm going to be pausing it and trying to explain it as best as I could in my own interpretation. He says it's fine to get angry, right? Now don't get that out of context saying, okay, Andrew Tate said I can be angry, so I'm going to get angry. No. He said it's fine to be angry as long as you take that anger and direct it in a correct direction. So if you're angry at, let's give an example. Let's say you and your girlfriend had like a falling out or something, and she left you on red, didn't message you, stopped messaging, etc. And and you're not just pissed at that because obviously you're gonna be mad at that in one form or another. Andrew Tate saying to get angry is not to say get angry and do as you like, hit something, fight something, go and punch something. No. Take the anger and put it in a correct direction. If you're angry, direct it towards the gym. If you have something to do that requires a lot of physical attention, direct it towards that. If it's manual labor, direct that anger as a fueling source towards the towards that to towards that as a way to get it done or to burn off the anger. So that's like a way he was saying it's okay to get angry, but still direct it into a proper area. So as well, let's continue from that.
Fighting now. People go, why do you stop fighting us? Because I fought and I went through hell to get everything I now have. I had nothing when I fought. I had nothing. And I wanted the life I now have. Now I wake up in one of my 3 mansions with one of my 7 supercars and one of my 15 women. What do I need to fight for? Like, people have different motivations for different things. There's some fighters out there who fight for other reasons, you know? But my motivation was I was pissed off at the world. Look around you and you don't own the home you're in, get pissed off. If there ain't a Ferrari on your drive, get pissed off. If you don't have 10 Playboy Bunny level beauties, get pissed off. You need to sit there and realize, whoa. I have a few years of consciousness, and even less than that, I have a few short years as a young man, because age will damage you. I mean, if you're a millionaire in your 60s, it's not nearly...
Okay, fine. Within the context of the situation where he's saying, well, girls, cars, money, and etc., this is more or less a controversial way of him saying that if you want your life to improve it's fine to be angry at the life you now have, but take that anger and direct it into improving your life, either, well, in this case, financially. So if you're so he say it's fine to look at your life. If you're unhappy with it, use that anger and unhappiness as a fueling force to change it into the direction that you want it to go. And that could kind of go for anything else. If you're angry at X, take the anger as a driving force and put it into a proper or a more positive direction. So yeah, I gave the example already. Your girlfriend's mad at you, you're angry, take it out to the gym. Get some. Just like that.
As good as being a millionaire at my age. You need to realize you got a few short years as a young man, you're fucking wasting them. You need to sit there and go, fuck, shit, get angry. Because getting angry, forced, directed anger is an extremely powerful force. Nobody, absolutely nobody, gives a fuck about you as much as you're gonna have to give a fuck about yourself. Nobody cares about you as much as they need to care to fix your life. You are never gonna have any of the things you want if you do not get them yourself. The only person who gives a shit about your life truly is you.
Right. So when he's saying that, he's not saying that nobody cares about you, because obviously people care about you. You have loved ones, friends, family, your parents, brother or sister if you have it, a best friend. People will care about you, but they're not going to be able to care about you enough to say, drag you out of bed, put you into work, make sure you do the work, and then make sure you get paid. Nobody's going to do that for you. You're going to have to sit up for yourself and say, okay, I like myself this much that I want X, so I'm going to get up and work for it because I know nobody's going to give me it. Or, as he was saying, you're angry about a situation you're in so much that you want to change it that badly, you direct the anger into an area where you could put it into a more positive light and realize that nobody else is going to give you what you want except you when you have to go and take it. It's kind of like wanting a new car. You're not going to steal it, obviously. You're not going to steal it. You're going to work towards getting that new car by putting the time at work, the time into your side hustle, the time into your grind, getting the money, and then buying the car. Because nobody's going to just go into like Porsche or like the BMW sales dealership and just get you a BMW. That doesn't happen. You need to get it yourself. And by having to get it yourself, you're going to need to work to get it. So you see, it all ties back into itself.
And if you don't give a shit, then you're fucked. You have to understand you are out here alone, absolutely alone. And when you understand these 3 things, you start to see how a mindset comes together. Nobody's gonna save you. You're fucked. It's totally down to you. You're pissed off with your current situation and you want to change it. Plus you believe you can do absolutely anything. This is how I thought at 18 years old. This is how I achieved so much in the short years. This is how I went from a nobody to a world level athlete and a multimillionaire. Because at a very young age, when I had my prime resource of energy and power at 18, 19 years old. I understood those 3 tenets. I believe I can do anything. I'm pissed off I don't have the life I want. And nobody else is gonna give it to me. These are 3 things you need to understand. If any one of these elements is missing, you'll never have the right mindset. The G mindset will never formulate if any one of these elements is missing. All 3 are absolutely essential. And the sooner you get your act together, the sooner you start to panic and worry and be concerned that you're 24, 25, you're not fucking rich yet. There's 24 and 25-year-olds out there who are multimillionaires fucking the hot models. These Instagram girls with 3 million followers, they're getting dicked by someone and it ain't you. And that needs to piss you off.
Okay, so I know current day times everybody's just gonna be like, well, what if I'm gay? What if I'm straight? What if I'm lesbian? Blah 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 blah. Doesn't matter within the context of the situation. It's just the way he directed the message to it. No, it's supposed to appeal to a certain audience, but the message entirely that he wants to try and put out there is people your age, despite being like from worse areas or more or less the same area, could be, they're doing things more fantastic than you are, despite being the same age. You could blame the environment, you could blame them growing up, you could blame many things, but blame is not the right thing you want to do. You don't want to blame it on somebody. You don't want to blame it on somebody, get mad at their situation, why they in the situation, why they're happy, have this car, this toy, a PlayStation 5, etc. Don't blame it on them. Instead, you see where they are, you're mad at your situation, you work to change it to get to there. And yeah, it might take a lot of work, but still, you're getting to there, you're doing something at least. So it doesn't exactly have to be within the context of like getting all these girls and everything. Financially, I can agree with 100%. But yeah, trying to say like people your age doing things that you don't think you're able to do, but they're still doing it. If you was able to believe you could be able to do that, and you want to be there and you hate the situation you're in, you just work towards it. Easy. Well, easier said than done, but you get the idea.
You need to get concerned, you get worried, you get shit, I'm running out of time. You need to get some urgency in your life. So I became a sayer. So my brother said, you've become a sayer. And what that means is I made a pact to him that my word was unbreakable, strength and honor. And that if I said something, I meant it. So I'd wake up in the morning and I'd say to my brother, I'm doing 1,000 press-ups today. Once I said it, once I spoke it, it's like a genie, it became true. If I said I was gonna do 1,000 press-ups, I'd do them. Because if I didn't do them, I'd feel guilty within myself that I was the kind of person who talks shit. Because when you instill these mindsets, when your mindset changes, you start to be extremely accountable for yourself. No one.
I actually have tried doing this, becoming a sayer, and holding true to everything that I said. It's actually quite difficult without a certain level of discipline to go through with everything that you said, even if you don't feel like doing it. So if you say, exactly like the example, if you say you're gonna do 1,000 push-ups today, but you have a weak mindset and it gets hard at like 558, and you just give up saying, oh well, I tried. Trying is not enough. In this instance, if you say I'm going to do, you have to do. There is no try, there is no maybe, there is no possibly, there is to do. So you have to do 1,000 push-ups, otherwise you fail. And once you keep trying to do that over and over and over, and eventually you're gonna fail enough times, you're gonna start hurting inside, thinking, wait, I'm saying all these things, I don't have any fruition to back it up, what's wrong with me, am I that weak? And then eventually you're gonna push yourself to that point where you're gonna do 1,000 push-ups in a day. So I've tried doing this. It takes a good amount of discipline to get everything you say done, and it takes a lot of like mental prowess to know exactly what you're saying and how you're saying it, so you don't get yourself in a situation that's bad. This is actually quite not tough, but it takes a good amount of discipline to take on being a sayer.
No one's coming to save you. You become extremely accountable. So when you realize that your word is one of the few things you have on this planet, if you say things, you're going to start sticking to them. So then it becomes very easy to train. You say, I'm going to train every day this week. I'm going to train for 2 hours a day. As soon as you said it, it's basically done. If I say something, it's basically done. It's set in stone. And this is another thing you need to understand with the G mindset. You have to be very, very specific with what you say. Because if you can instill your mindset correctly and you start to just say things, just start saying things. Then you hold yourself accountable. Say things you don't even think you want to do. Wake up and go up to your friend or your mom or whoever and say, you know what? I'm going to do 1,000 push-ups today. Say it to people. And they're going to say, no, you're not. So what?
have done that. I have done that. 1,000 push-ups in a day. I have done that, and to finally finish it, even though it was admittedly terrible and well arduous to go through like every hour for 10 straight hours. You have to do 100 push-ups. That's how I did it. The results at the end of it, mwah, it is worth it to see the chest pump and the arms and the shoulders and everything. So yeah, 1,000 push-ups a day, very worth it, very worth it challenge. But in what he's saying with being a sayer, once you say it's essentially done. That's up to a level where you could say literally anything and still be able to do it regardless of how you feel. You could have like a broken hand, a broken leg. You're still gonna be able to. You're still gonna try at least you're still gonna try 100% to get it done because the mindset and discipline you have inside it is I said it, it's going to be done, and it's going to go up to that level. I need to get that. I need to get that back.
And then you have a choice. You're either going to succeed like a G or you're going to be a little pussy. And you're going to quit at 310 because it's hard. What kind of man are you? That's a decision you need to make. This is another facet of the G mindset. And your word has to be iron, unbreakable. You have to start meaning every word you speak. You say to someone, I'm going to get rich. You better fucking do it. Otherwise, you're a liar. You're a liar and you're a little bitch. You say I'm gonna put some muscle on, you better fucking do it. You say I'm gonna lift this weight, you better fucking do it. You say I'm gonna go get this girl, you better go get her. You gotta be the kind of person who says things and means them. You promise a guy you're gonna whoop his ass, you better whoop his ass.
See, it goes back to as I was saying from before. You're gonna have, if you have the back to do it, you're gonna need the bite to back it up. So if you back it, you're gonna have to bite back at it if it ever comes to that point. I'm not saying look for a fight. Don't look for a fight. Be peaceful.
99% of the people out here talk shit. They say things they half mean or things they don't mean. If I say something, I fucking mean it. Once you implement that correctly, then you get the ability to motivate yourself to no end. You get unlimited motivation because all you have to do is find the energy to say it. It's literally that easy. This is the fourth tenet and one of the most important ones because that is the power to unlimited motivation. And that's the power to be taken seriously across all spheres of your life. Be specific with your language. Sound like simple things, but to implement them correctly, truly and correctly in your mind will change your entire view of the world. When you implement these four things correctly, when you say, if I say something, I'm going to do it, my word is iron-willed. When you say that nobody is ever coming to save me, ever. When you say that I'm pissed off, I don't have the life I want to have. And you couple that with, I believe I can do anything. If you truly believe all of these four things, it's going to change your entire view of this planet. When my
And they really put this man in jail for trying to instill people with a mindset that helps them achieve their goals and their dreams. Really? Why? They have no evidence against him, yet he's still there. I'm gonna keep doing these videos, I'm gonna keep explaining everything he's saying, I'm gonna keep pushing away all the out of context garbage people keep putting. I'm trying to paint him as a bad person. I'm gonna keep the fight up for this guy.
Most famous tweets when I said depression wasn't real. I was having arguments with all these people. And everyone's telling me how dangerous my mindset is. What is dangerous about believing that you control your own mind? Because if you implement the four things I've just told you, depression becomes garbage. Depression is not a thing anymore. Feeling depressed is real. You can be depressed with your situation, but believing you can fix it yourself is the important key. Sitting there believing that depression is some monster from the sky that strikes your brain and now you have no control over it and you must take pills every day is the absolute enemy to a G mindset.
There's an old Japanese proverb. I believe it's Japanese. Words are like spells cast on the warrior within, so be careful what you speak. So if you keep saying, oh, I'm depressed, eventually, no, not eventually, but yeah, eventually you're gonna trick yourself into thinking you're actually depressed. So watch where you speak first off, and I have taken this advice. It has helped me out of a lot of shit situations. I haven't felt, well, that way in months upon months. Like seriously, not even a tinge of it because I took the advice. It works. He even gets emails, tons and hundreds of them. Everybody keeps saying the same thing. You helped me out of being depressed. And again, they're still putting him in jail for no reason. He's doing good things. And he's even saying it, the Matrix wants you depressed because look at the things that they put out there. If you want to listen to more on that, join my stream starting tomorrow, and you'll see, and I'll go into more detail on everything that I'm talking about.
I don't give a fuck how depressing my situation. The only person who can change it is me. The only person who can change how I feel about my situation or try and affect the situation directly is me. Even if you put me in a situation I can't change, if you put me in jail and I'm depressed because I'm in jail, I still refuse to succumb to depression.
And even up to today, you're seeing it because how much is it? He served 2 30-day sentences already. The first one where he was actually taken, the second one which was an extension. This is going up to the third one. They have like 180 days tops appointment study and they just keep extending it 30 by 30 by 30 by 30. Eventually they're going to run out of days unless they could prove some allegations against him, which they cannot because every time they dig deeper they just find more things to claim his innocence. They're just gonna let him rot away inside of it for no reason. And it's very unfair. Especially considering both of them have children. Tristan and Tate.
Refuse to collapse mentally and give up. I know the only person who can control my mind.
And yeah, even up to now, with all the tweets and everything that he's sending out, he refuses to be depressed. He's still sending out the emails. The TRW is still functional. The lesson's still going on. The class is still going. Top G isn't really a person. Top G is legitimately like a mindset. The G mindset. There you go. And yeah, this was before the 41 tenets of Tateism. So yeah, this kind of like adds on to it. Or I'm uncertain. I'm not gonna put words into the man's mouth or anything like that. I just choose to follow both. And it works.
Mine is me. Nobody's coming to save me. No doctor with a pill is coming to save me. Depression isn't real. Depression is a state of mind designed to motivate you to find a life that doesn't depress you any further. That's all it is. Now you have to decide, are you man enough to go and get it done?
I love the way he put that.
I know you're going to sit around and cry. And depression in the Western world is to cure all. It's to cure all excuse. This is what people are using. My life's shit because I'm depressed. No. You're depressed because your life is shit. It's the other way round, and you're refusing to acknowledge that, and you want to sit there and live a shit life and pretend that some disease has struck you. And the reason you know that's bullshit, anyone out there who's depressed, I'll tell you something, you're not depressed, you're a coward. And the reason you're a coward is as follows. You desperately try to defend this crippling ailment you have, because you're desperate to defend your excuse.
I have experience with this as well. A lot of people back in school who was my friends and online friends, I got them out and keep telling me I'm depressed and this and that, and I try to help them. Sorry about that. But you see the dangers of smoking already, so PSA, don't smoke. And I try to help them, but every time I give them the advice, they keep saying, no, I can't do X because I'm depressed. And they keep saying that over and over and over like as an excuse. Like they will, I'm not going to disclose her name, but I was talking to a certain individual who was just up to a point where he went into mental hospitals for his, well, case, I would like to call it. And throughout everything I told him, he still didn't take any of it, even down to being denied buying pizza. He used to come messaging me on Facebook, crawling to me crying about, oh, they didn't let me order pizza, I'm gonna take a razor and drag it across my... Why? You're gonna be depressed because of that? I still have the chats, I remember all of this. A lot of nights I stayed awake trying to talk this person down. It just didn't work. He found every reason to stay sad and defending that. Why? If it's so bad, why he defending it? You never see anybody defend wanting to stay with COVID, even though it's an extremely terrible thing. So why are you defending it?
If depression was really terrible, you wouldn't want to defend it. If depression was really so bad, and I'm telling you it's not real, and I know how to fix you, and if you implement a mindset like mine, you become immune to depression. If depression was so terrible, you'd listen to me and think, I need to try what this guy does. But instead, no, you don't want to do that. You want to call me names and sit and defend this ailment because you know it's garbage. It's your excuse. It's your blanket. It's your shield. It's your excuse you get to pull out every time you look at your failure of a life. And that's why depression is absolutely and utterly not real.
Exactly as I was saying before. The person who I was trying to talk down all the time, day after day, night after night, sometimes even entire days, they will always find some reason to just say, no, it's because of depression, it's because I'm depressed, I can't do this. No. It's the other way around. You need to do that to make sure you don't feel depressed anymore because you just believe you can't do something, you're feeling down. Get up and do something. This person defended it like it was a child. Like it was his child. It doesn't make sense. Never made sense to me.
Drop that coward bullshit. If you're watching this and you're depressed, drop and give me 200 press-ups. Look in the mirror, look in your eyes and tell yourself you're the fucking man and drop that garbage, because you're gonna get absolutely nowhere in your life if you believe in that crap. Depression absolutely isn't real. Implement the 4 things I've told you, the 4 important tenets of a G mindset. Understand nobody's coming to save you. Depression isn't real. You'll change your entire worldview once these 4 things are implemented correctly, and then we can move on to everything.
He wasn't listening then. I'm pausing it there. Because yeah, that's the end of the video. Wait, I want to pause it there at the end of the video so anybody want to read that and really sink it into their mind. Read that, because he says that a lot. Well, I did watch this video before, so it was not blind reaction. This video was entirely to... Well, I'm going to be doing this from now on, even if it's a blind reaction or not. I have seen clips on TikTok. I know what is taken out of context, what isn't. If it needs a bit of deeper explanation, I will be happy to do so. But the reason for this video is, for the way he says things, he has a good reason for saying it and a good message behind it. I'm just the one here to decipher it in a nicer way, to show the man's actually innocent and he doesn't mean anybody harm. But that's it for the end of the video. I hope all of you found this interesting and very helpful at the end of it. Give it a watch all the way straight to the end. And don't forget to like and subscribe. As always, in the comments, I'd like to see #FreeTopG. This fight's still going on. And I'll see you all in the next video. And the amount of times I said and.